What's good, YouTube, and welcome to the house. I have our resident Duel Links expert here, as we have
Master Duel Links.
Master Duelist.
Master Duelist Duel Links. Okay, Master Duelist Duel and Duel Links.
As we have our speed duels coming here, but they seem very, very similar, if not identical, to playing Duel Links in real life, where we're going to have the inclusion of the ability to have the skill.
The dual skill.
Yeah, and they're going to actually have them in cards for this format.
Probably so you can like see them like physically, like this is my dual skill and this is what I can do.
Yeah, and when you can activate it and that sort of stuff. So let's go ahead and read what Konami has to say here. Real-life speed dueling is here. Following the hugely successful Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links mobile game, speed dueling will now be supported as a brand new way to play the physical card game. The speed duel starter decks each contain 3 ready-to-duel speed duel decks and 3 ultra-rare variant cards specially chosen to boost each strategy. Speed duel starter decks Destiny Masters contains decks from the Millennium Item users Yami Yugi, Ishizu Ishtar, and Maximilian Pegasus to face off against the up-and-comers from Speed Duel starter decks Duelist of Tomorrow, containing decks from Seto Kaiba, My Valentine, and Joey Wheeler. They actually, those guys don't have Millennium Items.
That's really funny, though. That's like the separating factor. Like, these people matter, these people not so much.
Wow, Kaiba. Oh.
I guess Kaiba matters.
Yeah.
But doesn't like an ancient pharaoh Kaiba, he has some sort of...
Yeah, he has the rod.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah. So all cards in the Speed Duel starter decks contain a new marker confirming their legality for speed dueling. So these are actually marked separately from the cards out of Yu-Gi-Oh!
So it's a smaller section of cards to play. Perfect.
I wonder if
that's
that
what
means...
they need.
Originally they said it was going to be sealed product. I wonder if this means they can match and mix the decks instead of it all being pre-constructed, or if you will be stuck with pre-constructed.
Yeah, it just gives you it's like basically like a dueling set. Like, here's your inventory. These are the cards you can pick from.
Yeah.
Like a smaller block where people can come into the game and like they can play with a small section of cards instead of having to learn 10,000 like Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
Yeah, originally they had described that you would be stuck in pre-constructed, but this sounds like they are allowing deck building, which was one of the initial complaints about it.
I'd be happy with sealed play. Like that's fine too. That's great. If you in sealed play, you have the same decks. Like the skill, that's where skill comes out because you're playing with the same exact cards.
So originally, my thought was this is going to be stuck as a side event for the YCS, but this is starting to sound like maybe they could do a whole sealed main event around this. Like this,
it would be great.
This sounds huge. Like, speed dueling is a great way to get a taste for the Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading card game while also providing compelling new gameplay options for existing fans. Keep an eye out on the Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading card game event page to find out where you can play. So obviously starting at the local level here, but with sealed play, my first thought was instantly somewhat like Duel Links Worlds, but not directly comparatively. You could have 3 decks to choose from that you register in, and your opponent doesn't know which one you're bringing forward if it is sealed play, so that you would have kind of this rock, paper, scissors effect. Right. And also, if one is obviously dominant over all 6, that you can't use that every game.
Yeah, like and then you have the win and it's done.
Yeah, but if you lose, you could use it again, perhaps.
Yeah, that's kind of like a Hearthstone kind of thing, but... yeah, that would be perfect. I'm sure there's formats like that. They also might just implement a side deck where you do have one deck with a 5-card side deck kind of thing. Like the smaller version, which is something they could do. So something else interesting to note is there's 9 skill cards. 3 for Yugi, 3 for Ishizu, and 3 for Pegasus. And then 9 in the other, 3 for Kaiba, 3 for Mai, and 3 for Joey. Whenever you start a duel, aren't you locked into one skill? Yeah, it's like when you build your deck, it's like you're picking a card for your deck. You're picking that skill that works with the deck you build. So, like, for example, they're probably going to have this, like, a beatdown skill. It's a very generic skill in Duel Links, and it would go with Kaiba. But beatdown says, for every level 5 or higher monster you have on the field, you increase all your monsters' attack by 300 for each one once per turn. That would be an easy one to do in real life. So if you have 2 Blue-Eyes White Dragons, you can say, activate my beatdown skill. They both go to 3,600 attack, because you have 2 monsters, 300 for each, and it does it to all your monsters. So I'm sure that'll be the skill in the speed duels.
Yeah, so not only, like, if it is, like, locked from deck building, now it becomes even more crucial on mixing in what skill I kind of sink in to my deck.
It's the focal point of your deck. Like, in Duel Links, your deck, it revolves around your dual skill. Certain dual skills make decks viable. Like, dual skills like balance, if you have to have, like, you can't really use balance in real life, but it allows you to draw based upon how many ratios you have in your deck. Like, and other decks wouldn't be good if that skill didn't exist. It definitely is, like, it's just a determining factor just as much as, like, the kind of deck you're playing.
So, when you're playing Duel Links here, like, would you say that you pick, like, your certain skill?
Yeah.
Overall, like, do you build your deck around it, or do you match it to like a deck that you're thinking about?
Yeah, I mean, you can do both. Like, there could be skills existing, and you think about what skill would be the best with this deck, or like certain decks, like with Beatdown, where it increases all your monster attack. It's only good because of that dual skill, because they get so big. So it can go both ways. But
now, out of your preference, would you rather this be sealed plate as like they originally had said and tested in locals, or would you like to see a mix and match if you were to go to a major event?
I mean, both are good. Like, sealed play is fun, and that's like when skill comes out a lot because you're playing with the same things. But then, yeah, you're limited. There's no creative side of it in deck building. But like, I think a deck building from a limited card pool would be good. Just to have certain cards that are legal for speed duels, and like the rest of the cards that aren't yet, and then more cards could become legal as time passes. So you're like, it's basically the same thing as Duel Links, where we start with a few cards, and then release new sets, and then we're getting new, like, the newer cards, like Batteryman Solar. Like, he's in Duel Links.
Yeah?
And I know he's really good in the Thunder Dragon deck that's coming out.
Yeah, I've seen builds with that already.
Yeah, so that card just came out in Duel Links. Like, so you can have, like, new cards that come out that will be playable in speed duels that will work with, like, older cards that you never would have, like, experienced before, like Amazons and stuff. So it's literally going to be awesome to see, like, Duel Links basically in real life.
Yeah, so they do note at the bottom, to use a card in speed dueling, it must have the speed dueling symbol, so you can't use like older variants or hollow out your deck. It seems like they're taking that aspect away a little, which isn't the worst thing, right? Because this is a sealed product. I wonder if you can use those, because they haven't clarified yet, if you could use the speed dueling symbol cards in real Yu-Gi-Oh! And transfer it over if you want to transfer from speed dueling into the real game.
I don't know if it goes, if it's backwards compatible.
Yeah, because it sounds like it'll be on the front of the card, so I imagine that you could. It sounds like a defining symbol.
Yeah, and maybe you can go and get like the stamp too, like on your old cards, so you can use them in speed dueling.
No, I don't. They have a station. Please. Is this card legal? All right, yes.
You're good to go. See, that's what I'm saying. That's okay.
Is this the new highest rarity?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, speed duel stamped cards.
But I think that it's pretty cool that they have the card pool this way.
It's
so
exciting.
For future products, that if you do allow your duelists to mix and match your strategies and make future duelist skills, especially directly for this game, this is something exciting for the speed, like the Duel Links players transitioning into the real life card game. Yeah. I have these character skills that weren't ever released before.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be exciting to see what new duel skills they have. I mean, for sure, there's going to be some easy old ones, like, that they're going to be able to incorporate, for sure. Also, like, one of hers is aroma strategy. You know how, like, she sprays perfume on top of her deck?
Yeah, like the show?
Yeah, it's called aroma strategy. And the skills, you can just see the top player, the top card of both players' decks. Like, so it would be easy to play with the top card of both your decks face up.
She's sniffing the strategies.
Yeah, exactly.
Out.
It's called aroma strategy, so we'll definitely see that. I wonder, like, Joey has a dual skill called Last Gamble, where after, like, turn 5, you can pay your life points down to 100, discard 2 cards, you roll a 6-sided die, and you draw that many cards. So it's like 6 cents. But that'd be cool to see if they incorporated that into speed duels. But I'm excited to see what the new dual skills are also.
Is there a specific reason why Joey has the biggest deck, 23 instead of 20 like everybody else?
I have no idea, unless it's like counting like the fusion deck and the other card. The other decks don't have the fusion deck.
Yeah.
Possibly, who knows? Or he could just have extra cards.
I didn't even think about the like extra deck aspect because I'd already kind of blocked that out a little. There's not going to be Link monsters, but they're introducing synchros soon, I think, to Duel Links.
Possibly. Maybe. Yeah, we don't know for sure. All we know from San Diego Comic-Con is that Yusei Fudo is there, and it said they're getting ready to rev it up. But we don't know if we're seeing.
Yeah, I saw a huge amount of people talking over in the Duel Links groups that I'm a part of.
That's possibly definitely something that could be coming up like after World sometime. But it's exciting to see that it's coming to real life, and then hopefully it'll like be just as fun as Duel Links is. All
right, well, thanks a lot for joining me on this. Yep. You obviously know way more on the subject than I do, so I got to like phone in the expert for this one.
Yep, no problem.
But thanks a lot, and if you enjoyed the video, be sure to subscribe and give it a thumbs up. And what would you guys like to see from this format? Do you hope it mixes and matches? Because I personally do. I love deck building, but I also like the kind of thought of going into an event, a sealed event, and being able to like maybe mask which deck I'm playing, and also the mix and match aspect of the dual skills here. So you have two aspects of like choosing your teams, and I think that's pretty cool.
It's exciting.
Thanks for joining.
Thanks.